Hi friends, how is everybody doing? So remember I shared with you my happy mail from Miss Kathy? Well, I'm working on the crumbs and I've been slowly working on all the strips. So if you remember all the stuff that she had sent me, so in my recent video I shared with you the 21 different blocks I was able to make with the orange strips. I made 21 and used every bit of the orange fabric, and I showed you the two ways to change up your blocks. So we scrapped our scraps for these guys. Lots of fun. Okay, so we're starting by color. We did the orange. Now I shared with you the 18 crumb blocks I was able to make and the two different ways to make the crumb blocks. So I'm slowly working on my red strips, different colors, whatever. So I decided why not make some log cabin blocks. These are not traditional log cabin blocks where you do the light to dark or dark to light, whichever you want to say. These are just because we're using scraps. So I have a really fun project for these, and let's get started. So for today's project, I am just going to be using some Frankenfleece. You could use batting, you can use any type of thicker stabilizer, but this will just do for today. Okay, so my blocks are Frankenfleece ready. So I'm just going to cut out backing for both of these blocks. Okay, so for the quilting, I'm just going to try and do just a little bit of stitching in the ditch here. I'm going to try. If I can't do in the ditch, we'll just do along the ditch. But yeah, so these just turned out really pretty. So I'll be back. Okay, friends, so just some basic straight line stitching. Just followed everything around. And the same for these crumb blocks. They do look really cute. So 1 fat quarter is enough for the lining for our little basket. So thumbs up. I added a lightweight Pellon Designer's Light to the back of the 6 of our lining pieces. So this is just a lightweight shirting fabric just to give a little stability to our pieces. I'm going to take my 4 side pieces, put them both right sides together and give a 1/4 inch. Okay, so I have taken my side pieces that I had sewn together and sewn 2 of the pieces to the large panel to the large block. And I did the same thing for the lining. I could have saved myself a step if I had just cut 1 piece instead of 4 pieces, but that's how we learn how to make our projects. So next step. Okay, we're going to take our pieces and the pieces with the smaller blocks on each side, and then we're going to fold them together like this. The same thing with the lining, and we're going to sew down both sides on both pieces. Okay, so everything has been sewn together. We have our side pieces with our blocks all put together. The same thing with the lining. And now off to our next step. We are almost done. Okay, right sides together. We're going to line up our side seams with our blocks, the small blocks here along the side, and we're going to do that on the other side. Okay, friends, so now we have like our tube here, right? So the next step is we are going to fold these corners. There's going to be 4, and we're going to give a stitch down here to each side. We're going to do that to this corner. We're just going to give a stitch down right down the seam here, and we're going to do that for this. So you're going to do it 4 times, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is good because it actually, see how it gives it that more of a shape, and it'll help your bag stand better. So okay, for the bottom pieces, I have 2 10 by 4 pieces. Okay, so for my 2 bottom pieces, I'm using fusible fleece. It's the Pellon 987F. So I have some scrap pieces here, and I am just going to Franken sew them together. Why not use some more scraps, right? And then I'm going to use them and fuse them to the backs of both of these bottom pieces. Okay, so I have added the Pellon that I frank-infused or frank-and-sewn, whatever, onto the backs, and we are almost done, guys. Hi friends, so a quick note. I used the fusible fleece for the bottoms on both of these pieces, only because I had scraps. So I don't want anyone to feel ever like you have to run out and buy them to buy anything. You can use regular fleece. I just sewed the pieces together. But yes, you can always just use regular fleece. Okay, so flipping our project, our little tube, wrong side out. I'm going to be taking one of my bottom pieces and I am going to be just matching up the seams here for our bottom piece. And then I'm just going to be clipping all the way around. I use clips, you can use pins, whatever. And then I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going to do the same to this side. So I'm going to clip all the way around and I'm going to do the same thing on this end too. So we're going to do both ends. Okay friends, both ends have been clipped. Yes, I am a mad clipper. So on the side for your lining, in this case the solid red fabric, I left a 5-inch opening. So I'll be back once I've sewn all these around. Okay, so we have sewn our bottoms. There's our bottom, right? We had flipped it right side out and closed our opening for the bottom. So now we're going to give her a good press and I'm going to give a top stitch all the way around. So she is looking adorable. So cute. Really adorable, nice and sturdy, lots of fun. So if you wanted to modify the size of this and add handles, I just did a video on this covered planter that I did with adding the handles. I'll put this video at the end so you can add handles to your bag and make Easter baskets. They would be really cute. So I took my scraps, used up some blocks, made a basket to store my rolled fat quarters in. So how much fun is that, right? That's very cute. It's very sturdy. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making this. Lots of fun. I do have more fat quarters to put in here. So just something very decorative and really cute. Give a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you make these, I'd love to see pictures. Send pictures to vintagestylebyjo@yahoo.com. And yeah. So I will be talking to you guys soon. Thank you guys so much for your support.